2 Corinthians 5, verse number 7. Again, Paul tells the church at Cochran, for we walk by faith, not by sight. So when you consider faith, faith is the lifestyle of the just or the righteous. Faith is the lifestyle of the just or the righteous. It is our way of living. And it is a way of living that we should never be ashamed of. It amazes me how sinners can live a sinful lifestyle and brag about how they're living. Have no shame in their lifestyle. There are folk that live a life, or their lifestyle is primarily that of getting high every day. Getting high every day. They're not ashamed that every day they live, they want to get high. And if you should try to discourage them from doing such, they will let you know this is my lifestyle. I love the way that I'm living. I love striving every day to get high. And of course, we know there are some that they don't get high every day, but it's a money thing. If they had the money, they would. Come on. Many of us used to be that way. We would try to do certain things, even though we knew it was sinful. And on the days of the time in which we couldn't do it, it was not like it wasn't in our heart or our mind to do it. We just couldn't do it for whatever reason. Am I right? But when it comes to the just or the righteous, our lifestyle is one of faith. It is one of faith, again, that we should never be ashamed of. Because in the text, Paul reveals that when it comes to faith, we allow our faith to govern us. Notice that Paul said, for we walk by faith. Notice the we again. It is believers. The Christian walk is one of faith. That's the reason we should deem ourselves to be faith walkers, people who live according to faith. If I make decisions, I make them based upon my faith in God. And so when you simplify faith, faith again is simply thinking, talking, and doing according to the written and revealed word of God. If I'm living by faith, if I'm a faith walker, then I'm striving every day to think, to talk, and to do according to the written and the revealed word or will of God. Shout to somebody, it is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of living. And because your cousin chooses not to live this way, don't you ever allow their decisions to affect you in a negative way. Know about yourself that when you go to doing certain things, your primary influencer is faith. It is trusting God, having confidence in God. Notice Paul deals with another group of folk who are walking by sight. So their way of living, their lifestyle will be governed by sight or senses, which we found out, notice again in Proverbs, go back to the book of Proverbs, the 20th chapter, we found out when it came to sight or senses, notice that they are a blessing to have. I don't want to go there, but Genesis 1:31, God created a lot of things in the book of Genesis. Genesis is the book of beginnings. And you will see God himself calling everything he made good. Everything God made was good. After he created the sun, the moon, the sea, the firmament, and so forth, he deemed it good. Created animals, good. Created man, good. Created food, good. Created herbs, good. Everything he created was what? Good. And here, the writer tells us that when it comes to the hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord has made them both So our sight, which is figurative of our senses, is good, or it's a blessing. It's a blessing to see. It's a blessing to hear. But understand, the reason we don't make sight or senses primary is because of their limitation. It's because of their limitation. And if you spend your time this year living by sight, living by your senses, it is because for you, you've made them primary. When what I want us to receive this morning is that when it comes to senses, though they are a blessing, though God made them, we make them secondary to faith. We make them secondary to faith. See, everybody gonna get excited when they hear, hey, the theme is faith walkers. Pastor said God told him to tell us we in the year of rewards. But see, you're not going to get the rewards if your senses is primary. The only way to get what God has for us this year, we have to make faith primary, make senses secondary. Is that hard? Some of you are looking, because I just want to teach you. Our senses have to be made secondary. Listen, that's a choice you make. That's a choice that I make. God is not going to make us put senses as being secondary. It is his will that we do it, but he won't make us do it. He won't make you walk by faith this year. Well, Lord, I just want you to make me walk by. He's not going to do it. It has to be your choice. So that when you go to obey God, or when you hear God say to you that you should do a particular thing, whatever you living by is going to control your next move. It's going to control what you do. Now, you got instructions from God, but whether you carry them out or not depends upon, when it comes to what influences you, it's going to often be determined by what is primary and what is secondary. And see, make senses right now secondary. Understand that they are a blessing. Glad to have them. Drove here this morning using one of them. Come on. But I know of them that they are, again, limited. Limited. I can only see so far. Come on. I can't even see straight ahead past that wall. I don't even know right now what's beyond that wall. And if you turn around and look, you won't know either. And you'll take a good guess saying, well, it's 2 tables out there, it's a water fountain out there, there's a TV out there, and so forth. But you can't be 100% sure that a person hadn't walked in the lobby and took the tables. Right? That's how limited sight what is. So why make something which has such obvious limitations primary? Why do that? Why do that? And now this is how you basing your life. What you're going to have, what you're going to do, and what you're going to be is based upon your senses, which I just proved to you is limited. 2020, limited. Right? But sight or senses is also misleading. I said they're misleading. That's the reason they're not, when it comes to me, they'll never be primary. Listen to me again. Again, y'all. Because in time past, they've been primary. Whether I was going to do something or not do it, I was basing it on what I was seeing. I was basing it on what I was hearing. But no more. I don't live like that anymore. Come on. Because I learned over the years that, again, senses can be misleading. Now listen, if we know all of this, receive it as truth, why would we ever make senses primary? You need to look at your neighbor and shout, no more. Sight or senses must be secondary. They must be secondary. Why? Because that's the only way we can truly walk by faith. is when we make sight or senses secondary. They are the least important. Faith being the most important. Sight or senses have their place, but they're never above or greater than my faith. So when I see something that's contrary to what God says, I don't go with what I see, I go with what God said. And there are times that I ignore what I hear based upon what God said. So though I'm hearing something different, I'm still moving based upon what God said, without allowing what I heard to deter me from doing the thing I need to do. You know what that's going to land me this year? With a pile of rewards. I said, that's what it's going to get me. I don't know about you. That's what it's going to get me. Is a bunch of rewards. Why? Because this is the choice that I'm making. And it is the choice that I am encouraging every one of us to make.